Justice shines through hobble smoke. She loves the man who strays. Justice eats of plates of oak, scorns dainties of gold blades. Hands bespattered with shed blood raised gilded rafters to the skies. Justice searching for the good leads through the bird's red eyes. Justice doesn't feel to flame his affluence's feet. Isn't dazzled by a name, gold coin for counterfeit. Justice isn't put out of her stride. Justice can't be turned aside.
Bloodshoot of Atreus.
Destroyer of Troy.
What's the best title to give you? What honour that isn't too high for you or too hackneyed?
What name does you justice?
Gives you your due?
The world's mostly mummery, sham and not gut truth.
Someone's wretched and people start sighing. The grief show stops a lot short of the heart.
Someone's happy, they act the same hollow leak. Glum visages forced into grins that are joyless. But a good judge of livestock knows his own cattle. Their eyes say one thing, he knows the other.
Their cow eyes may water.
He knows it's not love.
I can hide nothing.
Now I can tell you, when you first marshaled the armies for Helen, your image was evil.
I thought you misguided to wage a long war for one lustful woman. So many cold grave urns for one gadding girl.
Now, though, my heart's full, and I greet you.
Your victory makes everything worth it.
The omens I loathed then seem justified now.
And while you were fighting, those who remained here, some have been faithful, and others...
But you'll soon sort out the sheepmen and goatmen.
First, I greet Argos and the gods of this blood clan. They gave me safe passage and helped me smash Priam. They stopped their ears to Troy's pleas and entreaties. They cast their votes and pitched all the pebbles into the blood pot. Nothing went into the pot for acquittal. Hope hovered round it, but hope's got no franchise. Troy, you can almost see it smoking from Argos. The rubble and debris still breathe out destruction. The ashes of surfeited Asia still sighing the sickly cashew breath of soft living and riches. The thanks owed our gods for their bounties boundless. Remember them, everyone, now in our triumph. Now that we've got Troy caught in our sweep net. They raped one woman. We razed the whole city, ground it to powder, made mincemeat of Troy. The monster of Argos, the horse monster, did it, chock full of shock troops, clearing Troy's bulwarks just when the Pleiades were starting to wane. Leaping the battlements, the ravening lion glutted its bloodlust on Troy's royal children. What you said about praising and joy, I agree with. Not many can look on success without man-grudge. Grudge gangrenes the gut, the sufferings twofold. One's own lack of luck, another's good life lot. I know what I'm saying. Knew only too well how men can dissemble, make friendship a sham. Most of my comrades were shadow men. Shadows. Only Odysseus, first reluctant and cussed, once into harness, pulled his weight beside me. And whether he's dead or alive isn't certain. As for matters of blood clan right, and clan gods, we'll call the clan council to meet in full conclave. Emergencies needing immediate attention, drastic surgery, cauterize, Cut out the canker. Now into the palace, my household hearthstone, to give the thanks due to all my great godkin. They sent me out, they brought me back safely. I've won this once, but I have to keep winning.
Old men of Argos gathered before us, I'm not ashamed to confess in your presence my love for my man-lord. Time removes shyness. I don't need to hear stories. I suffered firsthand. I suffered greatly with my man at the war front. For a woman to sit alone at home waiting with a man at the war is a terrible burden. There's no end to the rumours she has to keep hearing. Newsrunners arriving in rapid succession, bawling the worsening news to the blood clan. If my man-lord received the wound rumour gave him, he'd gape open now like a sea fisher's grab net. I was driven distracted, rope round the rafters, neck in the noose, getting tighter, half throttled. That's why our child isn't here now in Argos. Our child, our bed bond's first blood shoot, our he-child, Orestes. No need for suspicion. He's in focus with Strophius. Our ally and friend, Strophius, warned me of possible troubles. The threat to your life in the perils of warfare. The likelihood here of popular rising. When people are down, they get trampled further. My words have no wiles, and no guile to gull you. Now my eyes are pumped dry. No more tears to squeeze out. Eyes bleary with weeping and sleepless night vigils, hoping the beacons from you would get kindled. If I slept, a mere gnat wine would wake me, loud as a bugle bray, wake me from dreaming. And what did I dream of? Your danger, your death wounds. 10 years of tight corners crammed into a catnap. All that I suffered, but no longer feel fettered. I'm free to say welcome, my lord, to your house. Welcome as the watchdog is in the sheepfold, main mast of our vessel, chief central roof tree. Like an only child to its father, you're welcome. Welcome as land is to those on the ocean. Welcome as dawn is after long night squalls. As a spring is to travelers thirsting for water. The release. Yanking necessities, yoke strap off. Now, my great man, Lord, come down from your war car. But don't let those feet that have trampled Troy under step on mere earth. Why are you waiting? Carry out my command for strewing the pavestone. Drag the dark dye flow right down from the doorway. Let blood right, true blood right, be the king's escort. No sleeping for me till the gods get their pleasure. The she-gods of Lifelot, I'll be their she-kin. The female enforcer of all they have fated.
She-child of Leda, my household's best bloodhound, your words, like my absence, lasted too long. Our praise singers spout out such paeans for payment. We are a war hawk, no woman wanting such welcomes. Such prostration, such purple suit pashas from Persia. Don't come the Khan's courtiers, kowtow or cosset. Don't grovel, suck up, salam, and stop gawping. Such gaudy displays goad gods into god-grudge. Give honors to humans, more meant for mankind than such stuff even sky gods won't scorn to be swathed in. The mortal who blackens such silks with his boot soles, best beware of bad trouble, best look to his life lot. My fame's managed so far without fancy footmats. The greatest of god gifts is canniness, caution. Luck has to last the whole length of a lifetime. If happiness fails in the last lap, it's futile. Fortune can only be first, all after it's failure. Good luck gets the champion's laurels or nothing. Runners-up in the race are degrees of disaster. My stride's strong and steady till disaster's left standing.
Then stride strong and steady on what we have strewn.
No, it smells baleful, no blessing or boon.
Is great Agamemnon God-struck, afraid?
No, but I stand by the statement I made.
And potentate Priam, would he tread it or not?
That Trojan satrap traipse over the lot.
Are you afraid of what the people might say?
The voice of the people exerts its own sway.
Man-grudge is proof that a man's reached great heights.
And only he women go looking for fights.
Give way from the grace of your great victory.
Would that give you joy? That gesture from me?
Let me win a little. Great man, Lord. Agree.
If it means so much. Here, help get these boots off. Campaign comrades, loyal old leathers. Keep God grudge off me as I tread on this sea red. I'll feel that I'm walking the women who wove it. Mounds of rich silver went into its making. So much for me. This stranger needs looking after. The gods like some kindness from those who have triumphed. Be kind. Nobody wants to end up in bondage. Pick of the booty, the Trojans spoil, loot, pearl. This girl's the men's gift to grace their commander. Well, since I've yielded, I'll do what you ask me, and tread on your red path into my palace.
The sea is there forever. No one can drain it. And it oozes forever. The dyes of dark sea red. To stain all the garments this house has a wealth of. The gods have made sure that we've never been lacking. And if gods had prescribed it as a right for his safety, I would have trampled each inch of rich raiment. If the tree roots living, the house gets new leafage, spreading cool shade at the time of the dog star. Returns like a rare spell of sunshine in winter. Like Zeus, when he ripens the sour grapes for the vintage. A master's presence then is the finishing stroke. Oh, Zeus, Zeus who brings all things to fulfillment. My fulfillment lies in serving your purpose.
Round my heart.
My soul flies into the future.
The song notes darken with prophecy. Certainty's throne stones deserted.
Nothing says go to my panic.
Can't spit out the gobbets of nightmare.
Sand silted over the marks of the hawsers. Time's covered up the chain chafe of anchors, where the dog ships strained at their leashes for Troy.
And they've returned. My own eyes can see them.
And still I'm uneasy.
Terrified.
Why?
Listen. The dirge song nobody's strumming. Listen.
The fury's monotonous humming.
Listen.
Strings tuned to the terror that's coming.
You too, Cassandra. Cassandra, come in. Zeus can't be angry. He wants you to join us, to share in this household ritual washing, taking your place among all the slave girls at the godstone to one who keeps this house wealthy. Come down from the war car. Why be so haughty? If it has to happen, enslavement, they're lucky to fall to hereditary masters. The ones who suddenly come into a fortune, get rich by a windfall, they're brutal to slaves. We'll treat you kindly according to custom.
It's useless addressing Cassandra, no savvy. You're fast in the fate net, the shackles of life lost.
You can't scramble out. Best do as you're bidden.
Sparrow brain! What does she jabber in, barbar gibberish? I'll try her again. Go inside. Go inside!
Go, it's best. And you haven't much choice. Do as you're bidden. Come down from the car.
I don't have time to stand about waiting. The sacrifice, it's standing now at the Godstone. The victims prepared. My dreams reach fulfillment. If you want to partake in our worship, then come. Nothing gets through. Try it in dumb show.
An interpreter's needed.
Somebody clever.
She's like a wild animal caught in a net.
Maniac, more like. Listening to voices. Her father's whole city is caught in the net. She'll go champing her chops on the chain bit till her metal and madness froth off as blood. I'm not staying here to be sneered at by slave girls.
I pity the creature. She needs understanding.
Come down, poor woman, down from the war car. Necessity. Neck into the yoke strap.
Apollo! Apollo!
Apollo? Then that toy's all wrong. Apollo hates death notes and dark sorts of song.
Apollo! Apollo!
Again. Apollo hates the sort of note that comes strangled and anguished out of her throat.
Apollo! Apollo! Wake up, destroyer! Again, your Cassandra's appalling destroyer.
She's in a trance about to prophesy. Even in bondage, her gift doesn't die.
Apollo! Apollo! Wake up, destroyer! Where have you brought me? What house is this?
The house of Atreus. That much I know. It's a poor prophetess asks me questions, though.
God, shunners, kin, killers, child, charnel, man, shambles, babe, spattered, abattoir.
She's like a bloodhound, nose to the ground, tracking the kill that's got to be found.
I track down the witnesses. Children, babes, shrieking, butcher, barbecued child flesh, wolfed down by the father.
Your prophetic powers none of us doubt, but that kind of vision we can well do without.
I see somebody, evil, something, agony, agony, more, more, more. No one can bear it, no one can stop it. Help's far away, over the ocean.
Now I'm lost. Though till now the tale was clear. We breathed that story in our atmosphere.
Husband, bedmate, body washed in your bath trough, hand over hand, holding the catch in.
Now it's got worse. I can make no sense of these dense riddles that grow more dense.
Net, hell-net, she-snare, bedmate, bloodmate. The death pack howls over its victim. The fiend swarms around it for stoning.
Don't rouse the furies. Don't start them humming.
You make me feel hopeless. Don't drag them in.
The heart loses blood as clots ooze gangster. And the sun oozes light at its setting.
Death moves in fast.
I can feel his shadow.
Look there, there, look. Bull, cow, don't let them grapple. He's caught in the rope net. She gores him and gores him, butting and butting with blood-crusted horn. Slumps into bath blood splash.
I'm no good at oracles telling the future, but I recognise evil in what she keeps saying.
Evils all men get out of oracles.
The words spell out terror and smell of the truth.
Him, me, woe cups, mine slops over the brim. What have you brought me here for? To die beside you, what else?
This nightmare, this maelstrom.
Where does it come from?
Strange cries, shrill shrieking. Where will they end?
Paris, blood bridles, Kindoon, Scamander, Cassandra Scamander. I was a youngster on your riverside once. Grief streams of Acheron, I'll sing beside you.
That's clear enough. A child couldn't miss it.
Your death songs pang me and pay me like snake fangs. Your anguish tears me in two just to listen.
Troy towers tottering, Troy towers destroyed. Sacrifice, beast after beast. All father's cattle utterly useless. The Troy of my father, ashes, all ash. I'm on fire too, come crashing to earth.
What is it bringing these cries from your body?
These pain pangs and grief songs.
Don't understand.
Off with the bride veil then, look into truth's pupils. The truth gust, it's rising. blowing fresh headwinds, sweeping sea ripples into dawn's molten cauldron, then building a woe wave as big as a mountain. Riddles are over. Keep close on my track now as I sent out the spore of ancient transgression. Listen, the rooftops, monotonous humming that drones on forever and means only terror. The blood-boats that fiend swarm holds its debauches, cacophonous squatters that can't be evicted chant over and over the crime where it started, cursing a bed bond of bloodkin defiled, trampling all over the flowing bed linen. Have I shot wide or am I on target? Swear I know all the curse of this blood clan.
And if I did swear, what good would it do? What would it alter?
But it's a wonder a stranger like you knows the truth of our story.
It's as if you'd witnessed all you're describing.
Apollo, the seer god, put this power in my head.
A god, and so lovesick he'd bribe you to bed?
I've always thought it too shameful to tell.
Shame's a luxury for when life goes well.
He got me flat on my back. I felt his breath, hot.
And did the he-god get what he wanted or not?
I told him he could, then later said no.
You'd already been given the god vision, though.
I foretold Troy's downfall, the Trojans' defeat.
And didn't Apollo make you pay for your cheat?
Yes. No one ever believed me. Not one single word.
But we have believed all we have heard.
Truth pangs, truth pain, tornado and maelstrom, doom fever, doom ague shakes my body again. Look on the rooftops, dream shadows, children killed by their bloodkin, their hands full of... Ah! Offal and giblets, their very own innards held out to their father as succulent morsels. The lion plots vengeance, the lion that's gutless, the lion that lolls in my master's own chamber, waiting to welcome my homecoming master. Master, that's what as his slave I must call him. Commander of triremes, crusher of Priam, but blind to Cabal. The insatiable hell-bitch, licking his hands, ears pricked in welcome, furry and cur-like, concealing a fury. Red-blooded, intrepid, the man-slaying woman. What name of monsters best to describe her? Bloodsucker, basilisk, two-headed shark hag, rock frog skulking for sailors to wreck them, hell-damned, fire-breathing war at her husband. Boundless in brazenness, hear her hosannas, like battle cries raised when the victory seems certain. But how well she dissembles that so wifely welcome. Whether I'm believed or not doesn't matter. Whatever you do, the future will happen. Through pity and tears, you'll know the true prophet.
Thyestes eating his children, that I got, yes.
I sicken and tremble at truth so unfeigning. The rest I can't fathom. I'm lost, I'm afraid.
Agamemnon, he's the one you see dead.
Such things shouldn't even be said.
Even unspoken, this sore won't heal.
It will if the he-gods hear our appeal.
And while you're appealing, his throat's being slit.
I don't know the man who would dare to do it.
If you say man, then you don't understand.
I don't know the man, nor how it's been planned.
I'm speaking your own tongue. Why can't you hear?
Even in our tongue, no oracle's clear.
Fire in me, Apollo's. Two-legged lioness tucked by the wolfman. When the great lion's gone, she'll kill Cassandra. Brewing the witchbane, her bubbling grudge broth into the cauldron. Death dose for Cassandra. She sharpens the sword blade to hack down her husband, a hacking he earned by bringing me with him. Why do I wear these garments that mock me? The trappings of prophetess, rod, garb, and raiment. I'm going to die, but you'll go before me. It's some satisfaction to trample these trappings. Go and bestow these gifts on another. Apollo, clawing my clothes off. He grabs the prophetess garb off my body. He mocked me, Apollo, though dressed as his prophet. He wanted me scorned and derided by bloodkin, called vagabond, mountebank, gypsy, and starveling. The god-seer casts his prophetess to disaster. My father's own priestess, now mere beast oblation. Lifeblood flowing hot off the hack block. We won't die forgotten. Gods always notice. He'll come, our avenger, our blood-grudge fulfiller. He'll come, mother-killer, wanderer, exile, setting the copestone on this blood clan's corruption, the father's corpse drawing the son back to Argos. Why, these tears, these eyes saw Troy leveled, and those who destroyed her doomed also to die. Now it's for me to die, the doorway to death. I pray for a clean blow, no painful convulsions, my blood ebbing gently, closing my eyes.
Such suffering, child, such pain in your wisdom.
If you can foresee death, then why do you go to it so meekly?
Like a god-destined goat to the godstone.
There's no escape now, no more delay.
While there's life, there's...
You know what they say?
No hope for me, though. It's pointless, all flight.
How bravely you seem to face up to your plight.
Yes, only the doomed are ever called brave.
But isn't it noble to face up to the grave?
You mean like my father and brothers all died?
What is it, fear? Was that why you shied? What was that cry for? What sickens your brain?
The palace, it stinks like an abattoir drain.
It's the sacrifice made for our clan chief's return.
It stinks like the gas from a burial urn.
It's only the incense the priests always burn.
I'll go inside, wailing our deaths. Mine, Agamemnon's. Enough of life! Friends, I'm no frightened fledgling, flinching with fear when the bushes get shaken. From you what I beg's the bearing of witness, when woman for woman my killer's killed also, and the man mated to doom gets killed for your clan chief. I beg this favor as a stranger going to die, now.
I pity you, so open-eyed about dying.
A few last words, a requiem dirge song. I ask the sun whose last rays I'm addressing, that when the avengers cut down the assassins, one strokes for the slave girl butchered defenseless. Man's life. Luck's blotted out by the slenderest shadow. Trouble, a wet sponge wipes the slate empty. That pain's also nothing, makes life a heartbreak.
Human beings in their pride, restless and dissatisfied, no palace dweller bars his door to opulence and cries, no more the gods let our great king destroy the topless towers of Priam's Troy. Vanquisher, conquistador, crowned with all the spoils of war. Now the blood that Atreus shed falls on Agamemnon's head. He's to die, but what's the good? His death too cries out for blood.
That voice, whose was it screaming in pain?
I fear that those screams mean our clan chief slain.
Now we should take counsel, and every man should say what he thinks is the safest plan.
In my opinion, we ought to bring the whole city here to help the king.
And I say rush in, break down the door, catch them with swords still dripping with gore.
I'm also for action.
I'll second that.
Any action at all is better than chat.
It's quite clear. Quite clear to me, their actions are prelude to tyranny. They don't discuss, they do. And while we prate, they stamp their boots on all debate.
But I haven't a plan, and no one can go into action without a plan.
Agreed.
Yeah.
There's no way talk can make a dead man get up and walk.
Just to save our skin, shall we stand by, let murderers rule us, our clan chiefs die?
No, never! As for me, I'd sooner die than live 2 seconds under tyranny!
But can we, from the cries we heard, infer that murder has occurred?
We should have proof before we act. Guesswork's not the same as fact. I think the meeting as a whole's agreed. Conclusive evidence is what we need.
Spoken many words to serve the moment, which I've no compunction now to contradict. How else but by lying and seeming so loving could I have plotted my enemy's downfall? How rig the net so it can't be leapt out of? This is the blood grudge, the grudge's fruition, something I've brooded on quite a long time. I've done what I meant to. I wouldn't deny it. Over his head I cast a vast trammel, the sort that hauls in whole shoals at each casting. He couldn't get out of his rich, flowing doom robe. Twice I struck him, he screamed twice, then crumbled. Once he had fallen, I struck him a third blow. One struck for Zeus in his role as corpse keeper. He lay there gasping and splurting his blood out, spraying me with dark blood dew. Dew I delight in, as much as the grain crop in the fresh gloss of rainfall, when the wheat buds in labour and swells into birth pang. So that's how it is, old men of Argos. Cheer if you want to. I revel in glory. He's had his libation, spurts from his blood vein. He poured woe and bitterness into our wine bowl. He's got the last goblet and laps up the least.
Your words revolt me. How can you trumpet so unlike a woman over your man lord?
Still you can treat me like a woman who's witless. My heart's made of steel, and as I have stated, whether you like it or not, there's Agamemnon. This is the sword hand that brought him to blood rights. I hacked down my husband. That's how it is.
Woman, some earthbane's driving you crazy. To brave the damning voice of the people. You've sown and you'll reap. Banishment, exile, driven out of the country, cursed at and spat at.
Oh, now you're ready with banishment, exile, the people's hatred and public damnation. And how did you punish this murderer here? Meant as little to him as slaughtering cattle. His sheepfolds were bursting. He butchered his she-child, the she-child I laboured to launch on her life lot as some specious godsop to settle a storm squall. You should have banished him for pollution. But it's now that you start to play at stern judges. Banishment, if you can make me, if you enforce it, if I prove the stronger, I'll teach you some wisdom. You'll go back to school and learn some hard lessons.
You're maddened by power lust raving.
Your brains be weevilled with blood deeds.
Your eyes have red blood flecks for pupils.
Your doom's to be honourless,
Friendless.
Defenceless.
and stab wound for stab wound you reap retribution.
Then listen to this, the oath that I'll swear by. By blood right exacted on behalf of my she-child. By Iphigenia, whose blood grudge has roosted. By the fury for whom Agamemnon's the booty. I swear I'll never let fear to my fireside as long as the hearth's kept alight. By Aeschylus, loyal friend always, my shield, my protector. Look at him. Agamemnon, shameless, shaft-happy, ogler and grinder of Troy's golden girlhood. Look at her, spear prize, prophetess, princess, whore of his war tent, is bashed back on shipboard. They've got their deserts. The two of them now. There he lies. She's sung her swan song and lies, as she should do, stretched out alongside him. His dear's death a side dish to the banquet of his.
King Agamemnon, how can we mourn you? How give a voice to bereavement and love loss? There in the spider's web, spewing your life out.
The impious weapon swung by the spouse. Fiend!
Spouse? No. Wife? No. What swung the sword blades? The semblance, the shape of this corpse's spouse only. Wielding the weapon was no wife and no woman, but his family's phantom. Atreus, the flesh chef, offering flayed these fully fledged victims, one for each butchered and barbecued babe.
You guiltless! You guiltless!
And who'll be your witness?
Well, some god must have helped you fulfill the blood grudge.
Black Ares, a mock wading deep in the blood bog.
The blood grudge that goads him, the cold joints of children. King Agamemnon,
How can we mourn you? How give a voice to bereavement and love loss? There in the spider's web, spewing your life out, the impious weapon swung by the spouse fiend.
His death's no worse than the one he inflicted when he forged his own link in this house's doomed chain. He suffered the fakes, he made others suffer. Iphigenia, still wept for, sweet flower, his she-child. Don't go boasting in Hades, steel slinger, sword brute. You got back your stab wounds, all you inflicted.
My mind's off its moorings.
Foundations are shaking.
no longer a drizzle.
A hammering bloodstorm.
Fate strops its blade for more and more blood bouts.
Earth! 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 Why didn't you take me?
Rather than let me live to see the king humbled.
Sprawled out in his blood in a bathtub of silver.
Who'll bury the body?
Who'll sing the grave dirge?
You wouldn't surely first kill our clan chief, then pour specious tributes over his tomb can?
Who'll mourn him with real grief, and not a mask only?
That's not your business. I hacked him down, and the sword hand strong enough to strike him can dig him a ditch. No mourning from no one. All that's forbidden. Iphigenia, she'll greet him by the waters of sorrow, flinging her arms round her father to kiss him.
Collar for collar,
Blood grudge for blood grudge.
while Zeus, the high he-god, is still the god's clan chief. The law for the living is killers get killed. Blight in the bloodstream.
Curse in the corpuscles.
The feet of this clan bogged down in the blood quag.
The future, the truth, you're beginning to see them. I'll make a bond with this palace's blood fiend. What's happened so far, I'll accept and fall in with. Hard though that is, I'll do it, provided the fiend leaves this house and finds other quarters to ravage the people and goad them to murder. Riches mean nothing. A little suffices. If only this frenzy of kin-killing ceases.
Comes into its own. This proves there are gods who see crimes and punish. I'm happy, so happy to see this man tangled in robes of dark red, the furies have woven, fulfilling the blood grudge caused by his father. This man's father, Atreus, once king of Argos, there being some dispute as to who should be clan chief, drove my father, his brother Thyestes, away. Thyestes came back as a suppliant, begging at least his life-sparing, the minimum mercy, no son's blood staining his father's own threshold. But this man's father, Atreus the godless, whose mask of warm welcome kept hatred hidden, threw a great banquet as if for Thyestes, and dished up his children as the daintiest tidbits. The fingers and toes he chopped off to disguise it. And my father, alone of the guests, got this child's stew. Not being aware what it was he was eating, he bolted the banquet that blasted this blood clan. When he knew what he chewed, he choked on the child's stew, shrieked, reeled backward, spewed out the offal, turned over the tables and cursed the whole blood clan, grinding the meats into mush with his boot heel. And that's why your clan chief is lying there murdered, and I wove the net we got him ensnared in. Third son of Thyestes, I plotted for blood right. Driven out with my father while only a baby, as a man I've returned, escorted by blood right. In exile I had all the threads twisted, ready, biding my time for the trap to be fashioned. Now I die happy, happy now blood right's got Agamemnon caught fast in fate's trammel.
Aegisthus, gloating, revolting. You did it, plotted it, you, single-handed. The people will stone you. You don't stand a chance.
Pretty grand talk to come out of the galleys. We got the tiller. Get on with the rowing. Old as you are, you still can learn lessons, though you'll find wisdom. A tough course to take in. Prison. Starvation. They motivate scholars, make even daughters like you get good totals. Don't push on the horse code. You'll get yourselves hurt.
Woman, waiting at home for the menfolk.
Wallowing in befouling a warrior's bed bond.
How could you bring down a great soldier?
Whinny like that again and you'll rue it. The songs of Orpheus may have tamed creatures. Yours work on me in the other direction. A dose of the strong arm will soon get you docile.
You rule Argos? You, who let a mere woman murder the king when you hadn't courage.
Deception. That was the work for the woman. I, with my blood grudge, was under suspicion. Agamemnon's gold will buy off his people, and those who won't be bought will be broken. No cults without collars. Hunger and darkness, they teach the mettlesome quiet up manners.
Couldn't kill the king with your own hand, could you?
Let a woman get her clan, and her clan gods corrupted. The gods of Argos. But I tell you, Orestes, if he's alive and luck guide his life lot, he'll kill this couple.
Our blood grudge fulfiller!
Your first lessons already, I see.
Comrade, you needn't stand firm with me.
Draw your swords out. Ready, stand by.
Stand by? Not one of us here is afraid to die.
I'm glad that you told me. So go ahead, die.
No, my dear, no more bloodletting. There's been enough. Old men of Argos, go home now quietly before you regret it. We did what we had to. Let it rest there. The fiend's hooves have galloped over our spirits. Let it rest there. Take advice from a woman.
But they jibe at me, mock me. You're pushing your luck, you old foul mouths. I'm your new ruler. Don't you forget it!
Argives don't grovel to your evil sort.
Then Argives like you will have to be taught.
Not if Orestes comes back to his own.
Exiles eat hope. All gristle and bone.
Grow fat on injustice, shit on the state.
I'm warning you, old fool, before it's too late.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, the dung-heat lord, craw a bit louder.
wonder your hen will applaud.
Let the terriers yap, or bark, and no bite. You and I, we'll rule this house, and set it right